this is the review you're looking for. And by that, I mean it's finally time for my review of the first 2 episodes of Obi-Wan Kenobi. That was a bit of a cringy intro, but I got my lightsaber, got my robes. I tried to grow out the beard, but I didn't have enough time, so no Kenobi beard for this video. But yeah, today is the time to talk about the series premiere of Obi-Wan Kenobi. This has been my most anticipated show for ever now. It's probably the most anticipated I've ever been for a show, or most excited I've ever been for a show. And I'm finally excited to talk about it with a full spoiler review of the first 2 episodes. Yeah, and I'm just going to dive right in. I didn't have any major negatives. There was one thing, big thing I was mixed on, though, and that's the villains up to so far. And now I know we're building up to Darth Vader. He's the big villain of the show, and I'm totally fine with that. And I'm super hyped for that. I know they're going to do that amazing. It's just the villain so far I felt mixed on, because Fifth Brother hasn't really done anything. Sung Kang's version of the character doesn't really have the same intensity or presence as the version of the character from Star Wars Rebels. The Grand Inquisitor, Rupert Friend, did him perfectly, even though his head isn't the same height it should be. Overall, I still think the character looks amazing, and his portrayal and mannerisms were perfect, which is why I thought it was kind of weird why they killed him off, where, first off, we know he's not dead. He lives on to Rebels. So this is just a way where, they killed him off, so he was kind of out of the show. So casual viewers saw him as dead, but diehard fans know he lived, and that was kind of weird, and I kind of get it, too. Then Reva's not too bad. I just haven't found her too compelling. Her killing the Grand Inquisitor, it was a pretty good character moment, and it is taken away from that a little, knowing that he survives, but for the most part, she's fine, but, I haven't been too hooked on the villain so far. The best one, Grand Inquisitor, died way too early, but otherwise, I think they've been, okay, but that was the one big thing I've been mixed on. On to the positives, and first off, this is just a perfect transition from the prequels to the original trilogy. It feels like a direct sequel to Revenge of the Sith in all the ways I never knew I needed. It's got surprise characters from the movie, it got Luke and Leia's kids, it just feels like a direct sequel to Revenge of the Sith in the best way possible. And it continues Obi-Wan's character arc. It shows him as a broken hero who's forced to come out of retirement to save his best friend, who he thought he failed, save his daughter. And then at the end of the show, we see him learning that Anakin survives. So I'm guessing that'll be the driving arc, him trying to save Anakin one last time, maybe before by the end of the series he accepts that Anakin is evil before going back to watch over Luke. And something like that is just really, really cool. It's a really unique and interesting plot. And just the way they carry on the themes from Revenge of the Sith to the point where it feels like such a direct continuation is really, really well done. The performances are all amazing. Of course, Ewan McGregor knocks it out of the park, what may be the best live-action performance in Star Wars so far, other than maybe Mark Hamill as old Luke. As this wizened older hero who's lost all hope, we see him stepping back up into the action for this kind of big final mission. And then episode 2, we kind of see him pick up more on the sarcasm and wit of Obi-Wan that we see in the prequels and a lot in Clone Wars. So this is probably the best Obi-Wan Kenobi we've seen. I love him. The whole rest of the cast is great too. I love Joel Edgerton, Rupert Friend, Jimmy Smits. They all did great. The actress playing young Leia did a fantastic job, kind of capturing the mannerisms, and it's exactly how you'd think Leia would be as a kid, and I thought that worked really well. Visually, the show is amazing, and I love the contrast between the 3 planets we've seen so far with the City Planet and Alderaan and Tatooine. At least some great environments. The action hasn't been too great so far, but it's been pretty solid. I liked Obi-Wan's escape in episode 2, and I liked the Inquisitor fight in the bar in episode 1. And it's just what I've always wanted. It's got so many moments that I didn't know I needed, like Obi-Wan referencing Padme, talking about how Leia is so much like her, or a little C-3PO cameo, or that veteran clone. It is just exactly what I wanted, but didn't know I wanted. So it's a fantastic start. It has me so excited for the future of the show, and it's something I just want to keep watching over and over, because it's something that I've wanted since I was a little kid. So I would give the first 2 episodes of Obi-Wan Kenobi a 9 out of 10. I really loved them. I'm so excited to see where the series goes. But yeah, upcoming videos, Jurassic, Stranger Things, and more. So I'll see you all then. Bye-bye.